Hello, welcome back to newstreamingnetwork.com, home of Going Solo Media and Going Bold Media, where people are just so inspirational that we want to share everything that they do and say. And we have our WGSN-DB Going Solo Network radio station. We want to thank all of you who have been listening to our shows for years. We want to thank you so much for doing that. Today, it's on one of my favorite shows. We're going to talk about the authors, right? I love to learn about the authors, what makes them tick, why do they write the books they write? And so we're going to talk to a wonderful author today, but you're listening to Link to Expert Goodreads Authors Corner. I am one of your hosts, Cece Shatz. I'm the doyenne of relationship building, and I'm also the founder of the newstreamingnetwork.com and also of the social connection single site of the Going Solo Network. And then Joanne, my good friend Joanne, who is one of the other hosts here, she is the chief collaborator of the LinktoEXPERT.com. And so share with us LinktoEXPERT.com, because a lot of people don't know what that is. And it's a tremendously wonderful site that can help businesses connecting with experts. But you tell us in your own words.
Well, it was created many years ago to actually be able to find an expert, check out their credentials, and hire them, because you can't always be an expert. You can't always know an expert, but you can always hire an expert. And why that's important, it really saves your reputation, because when you do something right and impressive, because somebody else, was there to assist you, it just goes a long way versus you know, trying to. The other thing is to save you time, because of the fact that most of the time when you're not the expert doing that, you actually, waste a lot of time, as well as mainly your reputation, because it doesn't look as good. But I can also tell you that you probably have an expertise, and you should be seen and be heard and be known on Link to Expert as well, because we have a unique database exchange program which allows each other to get in front of each other's contacts, but you don't get each other's contacts. But this way you get in front of hundreds of thousands of people by only spending 5 minutes uploading something new. And it's all about just expertise, not what you had for breakfast. So anyway, we hope you come join us, either to find an expert or be found as an expert. It's link, LANK, to TO expert, EXPERT.com. Thank you, Cece.
Absolutely. And I'm on the site. So look me up and let's connect there on linktoexpert.com. Well, let's move on to our show, because today we're going to talk about a wonderful and we have with us in person a wonderful author, and we're going to talk about unlocking the secrets of YouTube. And ooh la la, I can't wait for that. So, and the book here, I'm going to put it up. We're going to bring up our guest here, Jen Hardy. Hey, Jen, how you
Hi,
doing?
Jen.
Hey, girls, how are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Thanks.
Well, I'm so glad to have you. The other reason we have the Goodreads Authors Corner show, I've read that I know of over 1,000 books, because I started keeping track many years after I started reading. But I just feel like it's so wonderful when somebody like you takes the time to learn this topic is going to be about YouTube and shares it with us. You know how easy it is to learn from somebody by reading their book, instead of having to go through, I'm sure you went through hundreds, if not more, hours of learning and studying. So I can't wait to hear about it. But Jen, we're so glad you're here. You are my inspiration for so many ways, and not just podcasting, not just all the incredible events you put on and help with other events, but also now you wrote a book and you published it in 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And it
2 weeks.
stayed on the bestseller list for over 30 days. I mean, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, those are such kind words. Yeah, I did. I decided to write it. And as I told you before, I reached out to some other YouTubers and I said, I'm writing this book. It's going to be a bestseller. You have 2 days to give me your contribution. And they did. They did. And we did. We stayed. It was more than 31 days, because I forgot to check a few days after that. So it's somewhere. And number one new release in podcasting and webcasting, we did Uncensored YouTube Hacks. Yeah. And, it was really a labor of love. You're right. I've done thousands of hours in research in podcasting and YouTube over the last 11 years that I've been in the creator space. And I took all that and put it into the book because there's a lot to learn. It's not a how to go viral book. It's not that. It is a how to set your channel up for success book. And even if you've already got one, you can go back through it and just make sure everything's set up, because there is so much to know with YouTube.
Yes.
People just think you can upload a video and it goes viral. And occasionally that happens, but it's very rare. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of work. And you know what? They're ever changing, right? Aren't they? They're always changing.
Every day.
And so you're having to kind of figure out, okay, now what do I got to do now to get out there, to be seen, be heard? Yeah. So it's great to be able to, and let's make sure we say the book, because I want to make sure everybody gets it. It's Uncensored YouTube Hacks, Pro Tips You Need to Master Video Impact. And the author is Ben Hardy. So please you go on Amazon and get it.
Yeah. The front just says Uncensored YouTube Hacks. And the reason I went with that is there's no other book anywhere near that. And when I put the title in, 4 things came up. Now, other things come up though, because I said uncensored. So don't click on those. I didn't realize that. Be careful what words you choose.
No worries. Well, you know what? We need it because, one thing I tell you, been in this business a long time, as you have, Jen, and we learn by experience, right? We learn by all the things that we should not do, right? Because we've done them. And so I love the idea of having the hack. So I don't necessarily, if anyone's reading the book, they're thinking, I don't have to go through all of those bad things and lost money and all of those kind of things. So you learn what the hacks are so you can be able to move forward in a positive way. So yeah, I love that. So tell us a little bit about, can you share a few little hacks here and there?
I can. And, we spoke before about how, well, I do things a little bit differently. So, my husband doesn't like to read books. And I've written 5 of them. And so what we did was we started the book off with a TLDR, too long, didn't read. So you can see exactly what's in the book without having to read the whole book. And the reason I did that is, well, and number 2, it's big print, not technically large print, but it's not overwhelming information is what I'm saying. It's just the main things you need to know, right? And so I think we talked a little bit about in the last episode, and I think this is important to set it again. YouTube, people think of it, someone answer, when I always ask people, what is YouTube? And I've heard, it's a social network. It's a place to watch funny cat videos. It's, what puts me to sleep. It's all these things, but it's Google. And by Google having these videos up, they learn things about you that they want to know. They want to know what you like. They want to know how long you're going to watch each thing. They learn so many things about who you are as a person, because when you start to watch what people watch, you're right. Where do they tune in? Where do they tune out? All those things. You learn a lot. And so that has a lot to do with what YouTube is. And because Google wants to know about you, because they want to be able to provide you with what you want to see, sell you the things you want to buy. They want to be your everything. They love you and they want all of you. And so, and then the bar at the top where you look for things is called a search bar, because you're searching. And so I think that's one of the things that is really important in here is, and I repeat it all the time, is that YouTube is a search engine. You're answering people's searches with your videos. So, and it may be a silly video. It may be a funny video. It may be something that is, it's not answering a what is life question, but it's answering something. What is it answering? Right? Is it giving some people something to tune out to? Is it, something? So you want what it answers to be in your title, or if nothing else, in your description, so that the algorithm knows. All the algorithm is, it learns what people want and it learns how to give it to them. That's the algorithm. Now, do they change it up and tweak it? Yes, they do, way too often, but that's what it is. And people make it seem like it's this really deep thing that they can't figure out. And it's just finding out what you want and finding out which video they give you that's going to keep you on the longest. That's what the algorithm is. And so there's a chapter about that too, because I think that's something that people really get hung up on, the A word.
Mm-hmm. So do you have information in there about like AI at all? Have you? I have not read the book, which I'm going to get the book.
That's okay. Yeah. I don't have information about AI in here because it's just about YouTube itself. But I will tell you, if you're watching and you use AI, there are times when you have to disclose that on YouTube. And I don't talk about that in here, so we can talk about that for a minute if you want to. There's a box to check when you upload a video. Do you use AI? And now, if you use AI like to help you with your script, you don't have to do that, or to help you with your title or whatever. You don't have to click the box. But if you use AI to make a famous person do something in your video that they did not do, you have to click the box. Okay. If you create things that didn't exist before utilizing AI and you're showing them in your video, you need to click the box. And that's important. And no, I don't believe we talk about that in here.
Well, that's good information. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I didn't know that. So yeah, I mean, we're learning things as we go, with I think with AI, and we're understanding that, the benefits it has for us. And then also along the way, we're going to learn things that we're like, okay, we shouldn't have done that, with the AI or whatever. So yeah. So we're
going to say that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we have done that with YouTube, which is why your book is so good. So so we don't have to take those bumps in the road. We don't have to do those for sure.
And wasn't your daughter the illustrator?
So my daughter, on my last book, she was the illustrator. Oh my goodness, she did the cover. I actually did this cover because I wanted it to be a phone, because most people, they watch my thing on their phone. So I did. And can I tell your audience, can I tell them a secret? Because I wrote this in 2 weeks, no editor, there's no editor you can hire that will proof your book in a day. Okay. Right. And as any writer knows, when you read your own work, you see what you meant to say, not always what you did say. So there's 2 things that I did to make this book the best version it could be, because as I said before, done is the new perfect for me. And I am a diehard perfectionist. So number 1, I read the book as an audiobook to proofread it. So that did 2 things. It gave me an audiobook. But as I said it out loud, I could hear the things that needed changing, and I changed them as I went. So it took me 4 hours. I had an audiobook, and this was proofed. But this is the other thing I did. And this is, I think, a secret that other people can use. And I don't know if you can see the little sticker. It says editing contest, and it looks like it's a sticker. And I said, editing practice right here in the book. Be among the first 3 to find all 5 mistakes and win a t-shirt. Details it more at jenhardy.net. Now, are there 5 mistakes? I don't know. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's less. But I know there's mistakes because I wrote it in 2 weeks. And this is my way of saying, I know there's mistakes. You don't have to put it in the reviews, right? Don't knock me stars because there's mistakes. When you're on YouTube, you have to edit everything. This is editing practice. And guess what? Nobody has gotten a t-shirt because nobody has found any mistakes. But I think, it's okay to tell our readers if there's something going on, and just be honest and upfront with them, which, I did. There are mistakes in here, and you can get prizes for finding them, and you can be my free editor, which was, I thought, really fun.
I think that's fabulous.
I do too.
And again, it's all collaborating. That is my middle name. I really believe to be successful, you have to collaborate. And look at that, collaborating with your readers. And they feel excited because they're part of it. They're helping you. And, it's a real true win-win-win for the other readers, for the reader that just helped you, as well as for you. I mean, I love when you think of things like that. Jen, you're brilliant.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I ran it through chat, and chat said it had never heard of anything like that before. And so I thought, well, there we go. Yeah. So, and it's okay. It's okay because you can always have a second edition, right?
Exactly.
My first book was kind of bad, but what's that?
Well, you probably will want to, because of the fact that, like you and Cece just talked about, it's never going to include everything because everything keeps changing. So you can have it as a series. And I think it's wonderful because I love that you also I know I'm going backwards, but she's also created 3 amazing journals. And I love to journal. One time I counted, I had over 140 journals. I mean, I'm just a journaler. I'm one of those people that I learned by writing. It sticks in my mind more. I forget what the actual word is, but there is a word for it. But I love that you help people physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I mean, by the different journals, like for one for business, one for even happiness, and even the other one that you brought to the world too was all about living well, the health, and these are such important topics that for us to really have a well-rounded life, you need to have all 3. So I love that you actually created the 3 different journals before you created this, because I personally think journals are huge because you get involved in the conversation versus just learning about it. So I think you could even, do something like that, maybe with this book. Maybe it's just a quiz or a how-to, but I just know you're going to something is Jen, you never quit. And I think it's wonderful that you keep helping us learn these things that we really need or want, but in a fun way as well.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's actually in the pipeline. This is the next book is the 5-year journal for YouTubers. And then there's a separate one for podcasters. And the reason, the 5-year journals, it was what I do. And they're behind me up there. And because, in the days of 2020, when we all know what happened, I don't say those words on my YouTube channel because, things happen. But I had a little 5-year journal. I had a little one, and there was room for a sentence a day. Well, I don't know if you remember 2020, but I had a lot more than a sentence a day. And so I was writing in this, everywhere around the book to try to do things because I wanted to see year on year. And oh my goodness, it was incredible to see the different, the patterns, that were 21, 20, 21, 22. We thought in 22 it would be so much better. And it turns out it wasn't. And I thought, but why doesn't anyone write a 5-year journal? You can actually write in a full size where you can do a paragraph a day. And then you can compare. I really like comparing year to year and seeing what happened. And the reason they don't is it's a 2.5-pound book. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't get lost on the nightstand.
Right.
So, you can't hide this journal. But, and the happiness one, Joanne, let me tell you what, everybody says they want to be happy. And then you ask them how they're going to be happy and they have no idea. They don't know. What makes you unhappy? I don't know. Okay. So what we do, all my journals, is there's a monthly prompt in there. And so you can do it or not do it. It's your own journal. You're a grown-up, but it asks the questions that people need to think about. What does make you happy? What do you want to do more of? What do you want to do less of? And how can you do that? And the great thing is, then you come back the next year and you see, oh my gosh, I didn't do any of that. I forgot all about it. Or I did that and it works now, and it gives people a way to really celebrate their own success and maybe find the gaps that they can change to make their life better.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And, we have our listeners, we have a tremendous amount of listeners that are in transition from a relationship or transition into a new career or something that they're wanting to do. So there are a tremendous amount of transition. I really think that journaling is the key to be able to help with really kind of letting go, getting things out, things off your chest. And sometimes by journaling, you're able to really kind of look at, and your life is right there in black and white, and you can see it. You don't really know the direction you want to go, because we all know where we need to go from within, right? What's happening to us, we need to get into that, but we can't always do that. And so sometimes I think journaling brings that forward. So, I love the idea of what but happiness is a huge thing for a lot of individuals going through transition. And
oh my goodness, yes.
Get their joy back, get their joy back. So yeah.
Right. Or just contentment, and I think really if I was going to write it, honestly, it would be the contentment journal, because I think happy you think of like bouncing around with a smile on your face and, that's not sustainable all the time, but I think finding your contentment with where you are, wherever you are. And maybe you want to we should always have goals, right? To move forward. We always want more or whatever, but to find the contentment, even if you are not where you want to be right now. You can still be content in that place. And I think that's really
I agree.
important.
I always think we can be content but not satisfied. You know what I mean? Like you can always
Right.
want more, but you should also be content and knowing it took me a while to get here. I had to work to get here, and I'm happy that I'm here, but I'm also excited because I'm going to keep going and keep climbing. Because I always think of mountains. When you ever go in the mountains and you climb one, there's always another one in front of you that's even higher. And I feel like that's kind of how life is. You know, you get on top of one, and then it leads to something else that leads to something else. And it really is exciting if you allow it to be, instead of getting downtrodden and burdened by it. Because just think of all the things you get to see and know and do if you keep climbing.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I think people get so down when a bad thing happens. But there's a old saying, and it says, how can you taste the sweet if you don't taste the salty? And I think, if life is only sweet and you only have dessert, you don't appreciate it. It's just too much sugar, right? And so even when those things happen that aren't what you wanted or you planned or you thought were good, okay. And can I tell a little story? Because I think this is important. And it does have to do with the YouTube journey as well. There's an old, we have I don't know, it's called Zen Stories or something for the kids. And it's got this classic Japanese tale where there's this farmer, right? He's a rice farmer. And but this is a transition story. He's a farmer with his son, and it's just them and the horse. That's all they've got. And they're barely making it. And the horse runs away. And his neighbors say, oh my gosh, this is horrible. And he says, it's not good or bad. And the horse comes back with another horse. And his neighbors say, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And he says, it's not good or bad. And then his son rides a horse and falls off and breaks his leg. You see where this is going. And then the army comes through and takes all the eligible men, and his son doesn't have to go to war, right? And it's the ups and downs of life, right? Yeah. And the things that other people saw as being horrible, they turned out to be okay. Things they saw were really good, they turned out to. And so I think we don't know. And if you're going through a transition or you're going through whatever, and things are chaotic, which, let's face it, out in the world, they are right now. There's a lot going on out there. Mm-hmm. It's a wild ride. And if you just embrace it and think, okay, that may seem like a setback, but where is that going to take me? Because it could take me somewhere huge, and plan on that instead of wallowing. It's so helpful. So
I love that story. I've heard it different versions, but it's so true.
It's true. And, okay, it'll take me back to my YouTube thing, because I had my channel for 8 years. I had 38 subscribers. And, I was just going to ditch it. 127 views, 8 years. And then I tried something new. And I was monetized in 3 weeks, 250,000 views in a month. And I got to work with a bunch of YouTubers and write a book 6 months later. How awesome. Incredible. Well, 9 months later. Yeah. But you just don't know. You don't know what's around the corner.
Right. Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but this is so interesting. And it's just a joy to have you on the show and talk with you. And so we are unlocking the secrets of YouTube with Jen Hardy. You guys are listening to newstreamingnetwork.com. And this is WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. And I am Cece Shatz. I have my good friend Joanne Weiland with me, and we're going to be right back. So hang tight, everyone. Well, welcome back. You guys are listening to newstreamingnetwork.com, home of Going Solo Media and Going Bold Media, which is our inspirational channel. We want to thank you guys for listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, which is our radio station. You guys are on the Link to Expert Goodreads, our author's corner. I am one of your hosts, Cece Shatz. I have my good friend Joanne Weiland with me, and we are just so pleased to have our wonderful author here today, Jen Hardy. We're talking about unlocking the secrets of YouTube, and we all would love to know about that. And her book, which if you don't have it, and I do not have it, so I am going to run out and get the book. It's Uncensored YouTube Hacks, Pro Tips You Need to Master Video Impact. And I tell you what, if you guys want to know about YouTube, it's forever changing. But if you want to know about some of the lessons already learned and that you want to be able to skip over the hard bumps in the road, you got the book right here, the YouTube hack. So you definitely want to run out and get this book today. You can get it on Amazon. And I think you did say you had it on audio too, right?
Mm-hmm. It's on Audible. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's on Audible. So yeah. I listen
read by the author.
Most of my books like that. Yeah. But although I do read books, but I do like the audio because I put it in the car. And so I like to listen to that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so this is really terrific. Now, you were sharing at the beginning of the show, you shared a little bit with us some of the hacks. Let's do, one or two more before we close the show out. So can you share another one with us?
I will. You need a shtick. So if you don't know what a shtick is, it's the thing that makes you you. So you may see, there, like, for instance, if you want to have a Minecraft channel, okay, you don't, because there's 500,000 of them. But let's say you did and you really wanted a Minecraft channel. Well, then you have to do something to make it your own. So for instance, we just met a gentleman last week and he's thinking about starting a channel, and he is a male nurse. And I said, there you go. He wants a gaming channel. I said, you need that somehow you tie in being a male nurse, and it's some war game that he plays. I said, and then you say, what would really happen if this happened? If the truck rolled over, what would really, and bring all that in. And he's really into history. So things like that, like you take, like, so my thing is glitter, right? It's bling and glitter because my podcast is Fabulous Over 50. So when I started the Voices of Justice podcast on YouTube, I interviewed judges, lawyers, legislators, and ex-convicts. I do it wearing sequins and glitter. Now, when people are scrolling through and they see Judge Simpson and then they see a ton of glitter, they're like, what is that? But it makes them stop. It makes them stop. And then when I speak, I don't sound like the person that they assumed I would sound like. When they see the blonde hair and the sequins, they see someone who's asking educated questions. And so then they're like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. This is so confusing, but they stay on. And so that's the thing. Or my shower thoughts, right? Where I am in the shower in a robe, but, modestly dressed, but I'm in the shower with the shower nozzle. So you find your thing and just twist it a little bit to make it absolutely you. So they say, oh, I like to watch the YouTube channel about the mechanic that fill in the blank, or the person that does the Minecraft channel that fill in the blank. So you've got to have the fill in the blank. If you don't, you're just another channel.
Oh, that's great advice. I know I used to watch one friend of mine. He attached a camera on his motorcycle, and he would just drive around the streets of where he lived,
There you go.
And, yeah, down the city and whatever. And I thought that was really cool. I used to watch his all the time. So you're right. It's like you got to have your, you got
to have your thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great.
And I can read to you what I wrote about the algorithm. There's a whole chapter about it, but I can tell you. So I can tell people that are watching right now exactly what it is. It's in big words right here. The algorithm learns what viewers want, learns the topic and focus of a video, and serves the right video to the right person in order to keep them on the platform. Now, that is every algorithm on every social network. That's all it is. And just think about it. When you look on Instagram, you're looking for something, you put it in the search bar in YouTube or whatever. So whatever platform you're on, it's all about SEO. And if you don't know SEO, spend some time and look it up. I am not writing the book on that. It's not my favorite. I have learned it, but I'm not teaching it. But you need to learn. If nothing else, what are you searching for? What are you searching for? And answer those questions. So you have your stick, You answer the questions and you use the keywords. And I mean, that's it right there. You're going to get twice as many views as you did before.
Yeah, very good. And then also hashtags, right? Hashtags are very important to put into your show notes.
But only 3. Only 3. It's not Instagram. Don't put a ton. They don't want a ton. Only 3. And yeah, just only 3. That's all. And if you put some in the title, just 3 altogether. Title and description. Yeah.
Oh,
but it does help. Some people say that not to do them, but it does not hurt at all because people are still using them. They're putting them in. So let your video be one that's found when they put it in, you know? So, yeah.
Now, what about using like, I don't know if you're familiar with it, like something like TubeBuddy or something like that. Have you ever used anything like that?
Use those. Use TubeBuddy or vidIQ. One of them, use them. Even if you do the cheap version, do it. They help. Because, you know, they've got AI that's running through everything and looking through everything, and it can help you. And why not use the tools that you can use? Yes, absolutely. And, you know, you don't have to do what they say, right? It may recommend something because it is AI. You want to make sure you change it into your own words, but absolutely. And what's nice is because I have TubeBuddy myself, I had vidIQ. I like TubeBuddy better. And so when I go to different channels, it does a comparison, like my views, their views, what they're doing, you know, what they're doing better and how they're doing things. And it just lets me kind of keep up on what everyone else is doing and what I'm doing, which is nice.
Yeah, TubeBuddy's been around for a while. I like it.
And then right in, you know, when I upload videos, it gives me ideas and suggestions and why not get all the help you can get?
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. Great advice. Absolutely great advice. So we're going to have to probably wind it down, but let's talk a little bit more about your book. You know, the book is Uncensored YouTube Hacks, Pro Tips to Need to Master a Video Impact.
It's a lot of words.
But just look up Uncensored YouTube Hacks.
And that's all you need to look up. I promise that is going to come up. It is the only thing that'll come up. And yeah, and there's tips in the back of the book from 12 other YouTubers and media company owners, and my partner manager at YouTube technically couldn't contribute, so he gave us 1 word. And it is the most important word in this whole book. It is also the biggest word in this whole book. I'm trying to find it. And there it is. And for those of you that are on audio, the word's consistency.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you can only upload 1 video a week, you have that video the same exact day and the same exact minute every time. 7:44 a.m. every day. That's when my first video comes out every single day for the last 14 months. Every day.
Wow.
Then I do 3 or 4 others throughout the day because I'm a crazy person. But always the same minute. Yeah.
Wow. But even the same minute, that's huge because I always tell our LinktoEXPERT members, the experts, to be consistent and frequent because I feel like some people anyway, think that they'll write one blog and everybody's going to know who they are and remember them. You have to consistently be frequent about it. And, you know, because otherwise, I mean, they get bombarded with 100,000 words a day, the average person. Why would they remember something you did 4 years ago or even 4 weeks ago? So I love that his word was consistency because I really
Google doesn't remember yesterday. So if you're not today, you're not relevant to them. And really, who's serving everybody the information?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this is a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much for sharing with us. So is there any last words you want to share with the audience?
Yes. If you want a channel, start a channel. It does not matter. If you think you have a face for radio, I'm so tired of hearing that, or nobody wants to see you, or you're not perfect, that's great. There needs to be less perfect people out there, less people that all look like Barbie. Get out there. You can be any size, any shape, any age. Do it. I can help you get started. If you need the help, jenhardy.net, which will be up here, or don't use me, use somebody else, but get out there, just start a channel. Let people hear your expertise or see your day because the world needs your face.
And I want to remind everybody when they go to Jen Hardy, JenHardy.net, just go to her contact page if you have questions or comments to to communicate with Jen.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything I do is on my website. You can find the book and the podcast and the YouTube channel and the contact. Yes, contact me there. That's the best place. And yeah, because I get hundreds of emails a day. And if you do that, I get a little voice thing, and it's wonderful. And it won't get lost in the shuffle because I want to hear you.
And there is one real quick thing that I just need to tell everybody. When you go to our website, also look for the ultimate experience, because when you see that in 4 days, you can learn from Jen what probably took her 4 or more years to learn. And I don't know about you, but sometimes to me, people forget that time is money. And if she can teach you in 4 days what she knows about what you want to know about podcasting or YouTube, it's so well worth your time. So check out the Ultimate Day too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's life-changing. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. That is so nice. So again, Jen Hardy, HARDY.net. And again, if you want to contact her, just go to the contact page, send her a message right there, and then she'll get it. Go out and purchase her book, which is Uncensored YouTube Hacks, Pro Tips You Need to Master Video Impact. And you really get actionable strategies that will help anyone thrive on YouTube. So if you're interested in doing that, make sure that you definitely purchase the book. So you guys, we're just so happy to have you guys here today. We want to thank you so much for being with us here on LinktoEXPERT Business Showcase. I'm sorry, Goodreads Author's Corner. It's Goodreads Author Corner. So I wanted to mention the Business Showcase because we had Jen on the Business Showcase earlier. So if you guys haven't caught that video, because it was live, if you haven't caught it, go back and listen to it, because there's a lot of information on the new program that she's starting. You want to make sure that you check that out. So this show here is the Goodreads Author's Corner. I am one of your hosts, Cece Shatz, and I have Joanne Weiland with me, and we're so very, very pleased to have you. Before you go, we want to, and if you don't mind, Jen, I'm just going to pop you down for a moment, but we want to share with you, actually, I would like to share with you a book that I just wrote, and it's called Own Your Mic. Own Your Mic, Step into the Spotlight, Launch the Show of Your Dreams. And that is on Amazon.com. And you will note that is not, it's not a perfect book. I don't even think I put a table of contents in it. What I did is I just brought some information out forward with regards to podcasting, video, radio, all of that. And so that way you can start to get the taste of it. And so, yeah, so check it out. It's my book, and I just launched it last week. It's called Own Your Mic, Step into the Spotlight, Launch the Show of Your Dreams. And we want to thank you guys for allowing me to be able to share that with you here today on the Author's Corner. I want to thank Jen Hardy. She's absolutely beautiful person, wonderful person. And she shared with us not only on the spotlight here on the Goodreads, but she also shared with us on the Business Showcase. And we were just so pleased to have her with us. She's been in the business for a long time. She knows her stuff. And so if you are interested in starting a podcast, doing something like that, any information about YouTube, whatever, if you're in the media field and you're starting to think about going into it and doing it, definitely reach out to her. Again, let me post her website, because I think it's important that you do that. It's Jen Hardy, HARDY.net. So, and on there you can contact her directly and she will respond back to you. So you guys, want to thank you so much for listening to Experts here right on the LinktoEXPERT, the Goodreads Author's Corner. I am one of your hosts, Cece Shatz. I have my good friend here, Joanne Weiland. I got to see Joanne more often than just the show, but well, I love her. I love being with her so much, and I'm just so thankful that we have this opportunity here with you on the newstreamingnetwork.com, home of Going Solo and Going Bold, and our WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. I want to thank you guys each and every time you listen to us. And if you didn't catch us live, we don't mind. Just listen to us on the rebroadcast. We love that. And share it with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel, the New Streaming Network on WGSN-DB. It also helps all of the other hosts that are on our network. So please subscribe to the channel itself. And then, like our videos, like all our host videos. And we would definitely appreciate that, because that again will help, the YouTube numbers go up, and we do appreciate that very much. So thank you for joining us each and every time. We appreciate you. And if you have any questions or anything like that, of course, you know that all you have to do is just reach out to us. We don't mind. Joanne's email is info@linktoexpert.com. That's info@linktoexpert.com. If you don't know about linktoexpert.com, you definitely need to check it out. I am on there. It's a business website. It's marvelous. It's a wonderful way to be able to share your information with other experts, and also connect with the experts on there. Of course, my email, it's new. It's a little bit new. I've got newsstreamingnetwork@gmail.com. That's newsstreamingnetwork@gmail.com. So thank you so much for joining us. And again, we appreciate you. We appreciate all that you do, and we want to help you every step of the way. So don't hesitate letting us know. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye. Make expert connections that count, remember.